Hi, I'm Mary Drummond, and I host the Voices of CX podcast, where I talk to CX practitioners, thought leaders, and academics from various industries. Sometimes guests give us topics that deserve a bit more explanation. In CX in Context, we put those ideas in a practical business context so you can see why they matter and how to make them work for you. This is CX in Context. Welcome to CX in Context. This week on the Voices of CX, I had the pleasure of speaking to Matt Fingerhut. Matt works at Hootsuite, a company that pioneered using social media as a strategic tool in your company. As I was talking to Matt, the one subject I really wanted to dive deeper into was how companies can use social media as a strategy tool for their marketing. I feel that when you're creating social media strategy for your company, you have to ask yourself three questions. Who am I creating this social media for? What do my customers expect from this channel? And lastly, what is my overall goal as a company with social media? So the first point, who are you creating it for? It's no secret that social media is a great tool for companies, but we are arriving at a period in time where social media is expected from most brands. You're creating social media for an audience that's already looking to find you through that channel. Social media platforms are the tool that your customers already are using, and you don't want to not be around if they search for you there. And this brings me to point number 2, which is, what do my customers expect from me on this channel? And it almost goes without saying, but depending on what kind of brand you are, that can determine what your customers expect you to use social media for. So are you a fashion brand where your customers want to see new product, but also be able to DM you about shipping information? You may be in a medical field where customers follow you to see what kind of work you do and try to find out what the overall values that you stand for are. So figuring out what customers want and what they expect from you on social media truly should define your overall tone and what your tone as a brand should be. If you're a serious law firm and you want to reach a higher, more mature clientele, you're not going to tweet clapbacks like Wendy's does. I mean, even though this may sound like a no-brainer, really taking the time to sit down and shape a social media plan around your consumers and what they expect to gain can really help you make it worth your while. And point number 3, as a company, what is your overall goal with social media? Although it's really important to put your customers at the front of shaping social media, it's also important for you to get what you need from your use of social media. Would you like to push social responsibility as a company? Does it make sense to have separate social media to show more of your company culture for recruiting efforts, for example? Do you have the dedicated staff to take care of all the social media accounts that you want to have? So overall, just making sure that social media is also meeting your internal goals of the organization to make that effort worth it at the end. So like I mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to speak to Matt Fingerhut of Hootsuite. And I wanted to put a little clip of our conversation from the podcast. Yeah, but I'm right there with you because I believe very deeply that humans they don't follow brands, they follow humans, and keeping the human to human element is so essential. And when I do marketing, I'm constantly bringing that front and center, and I'm using that concept as my North Star. You know, how would a human perceive this? I try to forget the concept of even B2B marketing as a concept because I disagree with it as a whole. At the end of the day, we're all people and we all have the same needs. We all have the same aspirations. Well, slightly different, but ultimately we're all working towards the same thing. And when we are able to tap into that human connection, that's when we can reach each other. And that's when the magic happens in authentic marketing, and so it's great to hear that you and Hootsuite have these same morals or values when it comes to marketing, but a couple minutes ago you talked about that, what does success mean to Hootsuite? So let's get into that. What does success mean? And when can you consider that you have made your customers successful?
Right. Well, I think the formal answer is we are always striving for our customers to achieve more next. And in part, that's true, right? It's a journey. We never arrive at it. But our customers, they work with Hootsuite to achieve a certain outcome in social. And we work with social marketers, a very typical persona, a social media marketing manager. And they want to do a good job. They want to grow their brand. They want to drive advocacy. They want to, support their company's overall strategic objectives. So when I think sort of zeroing in a little bit to how we engage with customers, the first thing we do is we build a success plan. And that if we do it well, we already know most of it because the sales process has led us to, we know why you're here, welcome. And then we begin to define milestones. Like, would it be successful for you if at this moment in time, whether you have an external required date to do something or whether we agree that it'll take 90 days to achieve a certain level of market presence. And we check in and measure. But our customers are always looking for then what's next. And I would be the same, and I am the same when I am the customer. So success is really defined by our customers. I think that the challenge with metrics is it's seductive to use them as the measuring points because you are able to measure. So while I could measure, and with a couple 100,000 customers, we do measure somewhat maniacally incredible amounts of usage data. Customers didn't buy us to use it; they bought us for the outcome.
Yeah.
And I have made a career off of the backs of amazing engineers. My first job out of school, I was doing COBOL code, if any of your listeners even know what COBOL is. And I found out, A, that I was absolutely miserable at coding in COBOL, and B, that my career needed to be elsewhere. So as somebody who's been in the world of technology, I am in awe of engineers. They're brilliant and amazing. And I say this with all due respect to the engineers, but through the eyes of a customer, the tool is only a part of what they need to be successful. In particular, when somebody is trying to launch into social, there's change management that's very significant depending upon the size of your organization. There's supporting adoption. If I'm a marketing manager and I'm trying to influence usage across 100 properties, they don't work for me. So what can I do to influence and support and engage? So when we work with customers on getting the most out of the tool, it's all about change management and communication and governance and conversations and supporting a cultural shift to be successful in social. So much of I think in many SaaS companies, they sort of zero in on the data that they're able to capture through their tools. And they sort of narrow cast that as the definition of success, which is the farthest thing from what customers really care about. Yeah. And I say that with maybe a tiny bit of self-interest because it's my job, but I also believe it's actually true.
If you want to listen to the full episode of my recording with Matt Fingerhut, make sure to click in the link down below. Thank you once again to Matt for coming on to Voices of CX podcast, and for all of you that tuned in to another episode of CX in Context. Voices of CX is brought to you by Worthix, the only VOC platform that uses AI on the front end to augment your VOC. I'm Mary Drummond. CX in Context is hosted by me, co-produced and edited by Steve Barry and Ashley Alufahai. Be sure to check out the full episode linked in the description. See you on the next episode.